Hey guys, it's Morgan back with my next video. So I was actually going to film this earlier while I was riding around and dressed and doing errands in the vehicle, but it was too wiggly. So I just got home. I changed into something comfy. I'm sitting in bed with the dogs chilling, and I just wanted to talk about this topic, which, as the title says, it's about lying about having weight loss surgery. So before I go there, do you guys see all of this? I'm actually not wearing a wig, not wearing any extensions, not wearing any hair. This is all my natural hair. And do you see all this regrowth? This is all regrowth, and it's all over my head, and it's growing in. See all that? So I just wanted to share that. So my hair looks a little crazy because I'm wearing my natural hair, but I will gladly wave these as a badge of honor because it means my hair is finally starting to grow in thicker, and I'm really excited. So go fresh regrowth. So the topic I want to talk about today, a couple things I want to say. Number one, this may be a very unpopular opinion, and I don't care. Number two, do I think I'm right? Absolutely. Is my opinion right for everybody in every circumstance? No. Every single person is on a different journey, and every single person has a different life, and every single person has a different story, and some people have a really complicated living situation. So everybody has to decide for themselves what is the right course of action when it comes to anything in life, when it comes to whether or not they should get the surgery, whether or not they should tell people about the surgery. But I want to just discuss it because it's not discussed very often, but it is a hot topic in all of the community, like weight loss surgery groups. So whether it's a Facebook group or whether it's a forum, or if it's a group where it's a certain surgery or a certain like hospital, like where I got mine, Pompey Surgical, this topic comes up a lot. And so I just have some things to say about it. So basically what the topic is, and what the question a lot of people have is, should I lie about having weight loss surgery? Or they say something like, did anybody here lie about having weight loss surgery? They say, has anybody lied about weight loss surgery? Thinking about lying about weight loss surgery? There's a whole lot of different discussions on this question, and I got my surgery a little over a year ago. So I was in these groups well before I had surgery by a few months, and I saw it, and I still see it today. So I just want to say a few key things. And at the end of the day, like I said previously, everybody has to decide their course of action. At the end of the day, it is your body and your mind. And if you want to lie, then you can. This is America. You're an adult, and lying is not illegal, usually. So the number one thing I hear when people decide to lie about having weight loss surgery is they always fall back to this basic truth. It's my body. It's my medical history. And like HIPAA, I'm not mandated to tell anybody that I had surgery. Those things are all very true. But I sometimes wonder if these people are taking into consideration that they might be harming themselves, setting themselves up for failure, and even inadvertently harming others. And I wonder if they really think it through. because I personally am under the belief, and this is just my personal opinion, that if you lie about getting weight loss surgery, or you omit the fact that you have weight loss surgery, I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure on many levels. And I kind of want to discuss that and break it down. And I know that a lot of people who are thinking about getting weight loss surgery are scared about the backlash. They're scared about the judgment, and they're also scared because they might not have the support that some other people have. Can I help you? So, no, sit. 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 So some of them might say, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. It's just that it's none of their business. It's none of their business. I get that. But if you didn't care, and if it was actually none of their business, then it wouldn't be a secret. So I feel like if you are fearful, if you are scared of the negative comments or the negative judgments that people are going to have for you, you're not ready for surgery. Like, you're not ready. Like, you're caring too much about what other people think, and it's not a healthy mindset to go into surgery, period. Like, let me just put it this way. It doesn't matter if you decide to get surgery or decide not to get surgery. There's always going to be people who are going to talk shit about you because you didn't get surgery. And there's always going to be people who talk shit about you for getting the surgery. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And you shouldn't care about their judgment. It has nothing to do with you at all. Like, it literally has nothing to do with you. And the last thing you should give any shits about is their opinion. Like, you have 1,012 things to worry about. You need to worry about how you're going to pay for surgery, how you're going to recover from surgery, who's going to be your biggest support system, your meal plan, getting prepared, doing your pre-surgery, doing your all the things, how you're going to prepare yourself for not transitioning. You don't want to transition into some kind of other addiction. You have to think about all those things. The last thing on my list is giving a shit about what anybody thinks about whether or not I get surgery or if I get surgery. So basically, if you care that other people don't like that you're getting surgery, so you have two choices. One, you say, I'm getting surgery. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care about your opinion. Or you just don't tell them. So, honesty versus avoidance. Being upfront and saying your opinion doesn't matter, don't care, versus your opinion does matter, therefore I have to hide what I'm doing because I don't want to hear your opinion. Like, if you think that avoiding all this is for you, it's not. This is not. Option over here is giving a fuck about them. Like, on many levels. Like, if you don't care, then you should be over here. This is where the people who don't give a shit are sitting. All the people who are like, I actually really care about other people's opinions of me, so I can't say anything. Who are you protecting here? Are you protecting their delicate sensitivity so that therefore they feel like comfortable because they have an opinion and you don't want them to have to express it to you? No. If you're going to do the surgery, you better have your head in a place where you're actually putting your needs first before, like, I get it if you have kids and a family and a husband, but everybody else, their opinions no longer take the front seat. Bye. They can step back. Their opinions do not matter at all. The next thing to consider is this. I don't think that people really take into consideration the tremendous amount of work it's going to take to lie and to keep a story. So if you go to a family's barbecue, let's just say you're in the whole school of it's my body, it's my surgery, it's nobody's business, HIPAA. My medical surgery is nobody's business. I don't have to tell them. So that might be just fine with you if you're a recluse and you go nowhere. If you are normal and you do things, let's just say you go to a barbecue and you get a plate and you have like, okay, this is a water. Do you see this? I have been out of surgery for a year. Do you see this bottom portion? This section right here? I'm pretty sure this is a cup right here. I can eat about a half of this of food. If I eat a full one, it better be a slider. Like, it better be straight up pasta. Then maybe I can stuff more in. Do you really think that you're going to be tricking anybody? Do you really think? And then also the other thing is, you don't think people are going to ask you? So if you go out to eat with your husband and your husband's friends or some work stuff, you don't order food because you don't eat it, because it's not the kind of food that settles well with you, or you're not going to spend X amount of money on a plate of stuff you're only going to eat 3 bites and you don't like leftovers. Or maybe you do order food to try to like whatever, or maybe it's actually like food you want to eat and then you eat 3 bites. You don't think people are just going to say something to you like, oh, you're not hungry? Oh, you're not going to eat that? Oh, you're just going to take it for lunch tomorrow? You're always going to be asked and questioned, and like, you're not really fooling anybody. And also, what are you going to say? Like, me personally, if they ask me, I'm just like, I had weight loss surgery, like I can't eat this, or I'm not ordering, I had weight loss surgery, I'll eat like a bite of his. Like, it is effortless, and I don't have to put any thought into, is this lie going to be like, what should I say? Like, I don't have to think about that. I don't ever have to say like, what am I gonna say when we go out to eat? Like, should I just say like, I don't feel good? Which can lead into a whole series of questions. Or, oh, how are the kids? Are you okay? Did you catch something? Like, are you going to work tomorrow? Like, no. You have to put in so much work on a daily basis just to manage your life. I personally don't want one more thing. I had a phone call interrupt my video. I just don't need one more thing to think about. I don't need one more thing to worry about. I don't want to have to give it a thought. If you tell the truth, then it's effortless. You just answer the question reasonably, rationally. When people say to me, like, there are people on my Facebook who I've been friends with for 5 years, and I've been posting about my weight loss surgery for a year, and then they'll be like, oh, you look great. What have you been doing? And I'm like, I had weight loss surgery. I had gastric sleeve. Plain and simple. It seems like everybody's number one proponent for lying, it boils down to that same thing. It's my body. I don't have to tell anybody if I got surgery. Cool. If you didn't have, like, if you had your gallbladder out or your appendix removed, like, you don't have to tell anybody you had that surgery. If you have something like Crohn's or lupus, you don't have to tell anybody that you have any kind of issue going on medically. You don't. But the thing is that this is a thing that is very obvious. You are going to physically change so much over the course of a year. And you're going to encounter events, public events, where you're around people who are going to notice that you're changing. If you have to lie at these events, you're going to have to think about what you're going to say. And you have to keep your story straight, right? So why bother going through all that work? Because at the end of the day, is it really for you? Or once again, is it for them? You really want to put in thought and care and concern about what you're going to say to people? Because you can't keep using the, oh, I don't feel good, I'm not hungry, like all that. It's just ridiculous. So another thing is that me personally, like, this is just my mindset. I don't care if you agree or disagree with weight loss surgery. I do not give a shit. If you're watching this and you think I shouldn't have had it, I don't care. But like, thanks for watching. But you're right, it's nobody's business. Therefore, you should be okay with telling. It doesn't make sense to me that you say it's nobody's business, therefore I'm going to make it my business to tell a tale and concoct a lie and make up a make-believe story and stay on top of it with everybody I know, because they're going to see your change. Another thing I want to say is to all the people who think that omitting the truth or lying about it is working for you, you're full of shit. And the reason I say that is two reasons. Number one, I can name several people on my Facebook who I personally know that they had weight loss surgery, and they don't talk about it and they've never told anybody about it, but it's very, very obvious. The way people lose weight on weight loss surgery, I can definitely see it. And there's no way that you were really fat for 7-8 years and every year you were on a new diet doing a new thing, and then all of a sudden this year you just got it right, you just lost 100 pounds in like 6 months. Like, no, you didn't. And the thing is, I just want you to know that if you are one of those people who are afraid to tell people, or it's not their business, that you had a weight loss surgery, and you decide not to because you don't want to deal with the shit talking and you don't want them to think certain things about you, they still think things about you. So there was this person, she was like an acquaintance, and I use that term lightly, who was here, and the thing is this, like, she was a bigger girl who would always say things like, I don't need surgery, I don't need surgery, it's not for me. Cool, I don't care. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I kind of felt like her saying that stuff was like a judgment, but I really honestly give 0 shits. But she would always talk shit about her friend, her other friend, who all of her and her friends knew she had weight loss surgery, but that girl never admitted to it. But they all knew because, like, yeah, okay, she had surgery. They still are gonna talk shit about you. Like, pick. Do you want to get talked shit about because you had surgery, or do you want to get talked shit about because you lied about having the surgery? Like, pick. It's just like the stupidest thing. And maybe I'm being a little like this because I'm quitting smoking right now. I don't know. I'll show you guys. My last video, this lollipop bag was full, and now I'm down to here. It's not cute, it's not that. So I'm on day 3 of quitting smoking, so I'm kind of out of the woods chemically. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm a little sassy today because of that. I don't know. So that's where I am with that. Yeah, either way, pick. And the thing is this, if you are getting weight loss surgery You can use telling people you are getting weight loss surgery or telling people you had it to really weed out who are the assholes in your life, who actually support you, who's actually going to talk shit about you. Like, and if a person genuinely believes I like didn't need it and they were a concerned person, cool, great, but I can make my own choices and you can as well, and you can just take what they have to say and say thank you and disregard it. Like, that's your choice. It's not a bad thing if people don't agree with you. Like, there's always going to be people who disagree with you. I have friends who are all kinds of political views and backgrounds, and that's fine. I just don't need to discuss those things with them, because those things are not the reason why I'm their friend. And like, I don't need to discuss their personal viewpoints like that. It just not worth the fight. And if they don't agree with weight loss surgery for me, then that's okay. I'm trying to think if there was anybody in my life who was opposed to me having weight loss surgery. There was a close friend at the time, and she was actually going through a lot herself, and she had how do I word those? She was dying and she was not going to make it, and she did not want me to have weight loss surgery. And it made clear sense to me why she opposed it, because I had never had any kind of medical issues, and she had always had medical issues. And so she was she basically was of the mindset, if you're healthy, you don't have anything, just keep it going and don't do this to yourself because it's unnecessary. So I understood where she was coming from, and we all have our perspective goggles on, and like, from her perspective, that made absolute sense. If I were in her shoes, I would probably tell someone the same advice. But at the end of the day, I have to think about my life. I have to think about me and my health. And having had the surgery, I know that was the best choice I ever made besides marrying the person I married. Like, having the surgery was like the second best, like the most life-saving, the best choice ever. Excuse me. Stop licking yourself on camera. It was the best thing I ever did. So, zero regrets. I think I had some people who thought, oh, you can just do it on your own. And there was one person who like kind of talked shit to me. Like, I don't know if it was really talking shit, but like, they were of the opinion like, oh, you could have done this by yourself. You're gonna fail. That's literally what they said to me. And I'm just like, okay, like, whatever. That's their opinion. They're entitled to it. Does it matter to me? No, it does not. So at the end of the day, it's not going to make or break me. I'm just out here doing me and making the best choices I can. I just really honestly think that people don't really think about how much work it is to have to lie, and how that just adds one more stupid thing to do to your list that you have to actually think about. And you don't want to live like that. Like, you want freedom, and you want to be free. And my number one fear for people who lie is that they're really not understanding the repercussions, the real repercussions of lying. Because there are really deep repercussions that people don't really see at first glance. Like, it just seems like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not their business. Like, I just don't have to tell them. But you really don't understand the amount of like thought and effort and mental thinking you're gonna have to do, because they're gonna ask you like, what did you do? You look great. What are you gonna say? Oh, keto. No. And the thing is like, every time you lie subsequently, it's gonna put more burden on you. Like, lying is so burdensome. It's so exhaustive, and it's literally eat you alive. Like, I don't care how simple white lie it is. Like, you just don't want that. You want a fresh start. You want to feel light and open and honest. And the other thing too is that you're going to meet people who are close family friends or people who you are not that close with, who maybe you used to be, they are gonna come out of the woodwork if you're honest, and they're going to be influenced to do weight loss surgery, especially if you're shameless about it. And I'm shameless about it. And I know at least 12 friends and family members who've all moved forward and had weight loss surgery. I'm not gonna say it was because of me, but a lot of times, if you don't actually see someone go through the process and make it, you won't even believe it's a doable thing. There are so many mental barriers. Like, if you think that money is an obstacle, like if you've ever said to yourself, I'm not even gonna think about getting weight loss surgery because I can't afford it, it's not an option. Wrong. It is absolutely an option for everybody. If you say to yourself, I don't really think weight loss surgery would work for me. Like, I don't know anybody who it really worked for except for like my 600-pound life. They're out there. There are probably a lot of people that you could help by being honest about your story. And they don't have to like your story. People aren't always going to understand you or your story, and that's okay. And that's just something you're just gonna have to, that's the mindset you have to have no matter what. Like, how many of us spent our life doing what everybody else thought we should do as far as like careers and life choices, and whether or not we should date somebody, or whether or not we should move to another state, or whether or not we should or should not have kids, or whether or not we should or should not adopt. If you did what other people wanted you to do, I can't even imagine where my life would turn out. If I did what other people wanted me to do, I probably never would have left the high school I went to. I probably would have ended up living in Oakfield, Maine, married to like Toby Noyes, probably, because that's what my grandmother used to say. And I would probably live a very different life from now that I just, no, like, live your life. Like, stop worrying if people approve. Like, trust me when I say, like, it's going to be very hard for you to get through this journey at all if you care at all about other people's approvals. And like, I get it, we all kind of do on some level, but you have to stop caring about other people's approval and thinking about yourself. And the other thing, like I said 1,000 times throughout this video, and the main theme is that if you're going to lie about it, you're not helping yourself at all. You're protecting them. You're actually putting them first. You're creating more work for yourself and more hindrance for yourself. And do you remember all those times that, like right now, if you are overweight, I remember being 100 plus, like 137, 127, 30 something pounds heavier than I am right now. And going certain places, I had to dress a certain way and suck in my gut, and like I had to pretend to not be that fat, and I had to kind of look, and it was always a concern for me. I had to double think everything, wondering, am I going to be the fattest person in the room? Looking around, am I the fattest person in the room? Is anybody noticing that I'm the fattest person in the room? Can I fit in that booth? Am I going to fit in that booth? Are they going to have chairs in case the booths are too small? Like, should I just ask for a table first? Like these are all things that fat people think. Normal sized people, they don't have to worry about that. It frees up their brain from stupid, mundane shit. So it just frees it up, and you don't want to have to think like that anymore. You want freedom. You don't want to have to think, is Sarah and Todd gonna ask me like how I lost weight? Like, are they gonna notice I lost weight? Like, are they gonna ask how I did it? Are they gonna ask if I got surgery? Can you imagine getting ready to go out to dinner with friends and like worrying about shit like that? No, because you used to worry about stuff like, am I gonna fit? Are we gonna go to this one? Or we go to Waffle House? I'm not gonna fit in the booth. Like, I'm gonna look so stupid. Like, I'm gonna have to wear a certain shirt so I don't look so fat. You don't want to have to think like that anymore. Like, this surgery is so that you don't have to worry about that stupid ass shit that consumed so much of your brain. You want it to end. You want freedom. You want to be real. You want to be authentic. Just be yourself. just accept it. If your mother-in-law thinks you're dumb for doing it, who cares? Like, who cares? She thinks you're dumb. Cool. End of story. So just some food for thought. Comment below. I'd love to hear your comments. If any of you say, well, it's my body, I can do what I want, like, I get it. You can lie if you want. You can go through all that if you want. You can add all that burden onto yourself if you want. You can stay in a shitty mindset if you want. It's up to you. Like, kudos, like, good for you. Don't care. My opinion, my channel. Have a good day, guys. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.